Welcome to Royals basketball.
Kessler with a catch and shoot three. Connor Kessler, money. Hits 1,000 points for her career. Leffler, wide open right wing, got it. Luke Feldman from downtown.
Now for the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Kick out three, Cerny from the near corner, yes. Brenna Cerny splashes it home.
Indianapolis Fruit, producing a fresh experience.
Knocking off the #1 ranked team in all the state of Indiana.
Meet the voice of Royals basketball, Nathaniel Finch.
How about a little neighborhood rivalry action for you on a Tuesday night with the legendary Roncalli coach Michael Watts. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Logan Wong back in our production truck as we start the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Our presenting sponsor today is Gemco Constructors. It's the Roncalli Royals and the Southport Cardinals. Boys basketball action for you. Coach Watts, the girls advance. They're in the regional round. They win sectionals. But the weekday games belong to the boys for the next month, and tonight a good one.
Yeah, like you said, a neighborhood rival, and not a must-win for either team, but both teams, Southport 3-7 in their last 10, Roncalli only 5-5 in their last 10. So both teams are trying to gain some traction here as we're less than a month away till we get to sectional play.
Pre-game show brought to you by Indianapolis Fruit, a family-owned leader in quality produce since 1947, delivering everything from organic produce to gourmet grab-and-go offerings. Call Indianapolis Fruit at 317-546-2425. The head coach of the Roncalli Royals, Jamin Wernke, joins next. This is the Roncalli Media Network.
At Vision Quest Eye Care, we want to see what you see. For more than 25 years, we've offered eye exams for the whole family and care for a range of eye diseases and conditions. Pick out your glasses and sunglasses in our stunning new optical shop staffed with friendly faces. Visit us at our Greenwood and Fishers offices and schedule your visit at visionquesteyecare.com. That's visionquesteyecare.com. We want to see what you see.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Designs, celebrating over 35 years in the sign industry since 1990. As the official sign supplier of the Indianapolis Indians, they bring unmatched expertise to every project. From eye-catching temporary signage for any event, to durable, permanent signs that leave a lasting impression. Visit them on Main Street in the heart of downtown Beech Grove. Business Art Designs, proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics.
Welcome into the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show. Nathaniel Finch with you, and joining us now is the head coach of the Roncalli Royals boys basketball team, Jamin Wernke. Coach, last time I spoke to you, the buzzer beater, what was it, 6 days ago? It's been a while. You know, you got to be excited to just get back out onto a basketball court after a crazy game like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what was said post-game. We went back and watched it. You know, we were really proud of our effort for 4 quarters till the last second. There was never a drop in physical intensity or effort. There was a stretch in the third quarter where we had 7 straight empty possessions on offense, 2 turnovers, 5 missed shots, and we allowed like a 10-point lead to get to 2, and then at the end of the third quarter they hit the buzzer beater to go up 1. So while we did wish there were some calls that went our way, or we did wish that three-quarter court shot didn't go in, you know, we took some accountability in the loss, and hopefully we get better from it.
Well, I know you said to me post-game you didn't lose the game because only of that shot, but when you go back and watch that play, do you think there was something more they could have done to defend it, or is it just chalk it up to, holy smokes, he hit a three-quarter court shot?
Yeah, no, I was just happy we didn't foul, you know, because we were in that kind of desperation mode where we were trying to get steals or foul, and then we got the turnover we wanted. Connor attacks the basket, gets fouled, and we hit both free throws to tie it up. Well, I've been a part of teams before that, like, it didn't click that we tied it up. and we fouled. So I was trying to get our attention, no foul, no foul, no foul. So Joe was still on the ball. We still challenged the catch. We still did a pretty good job of containing it. They only got to about the volleyball line, not even half court, in the 3 seconds that they had it, and they threw it in. So, no, I thought our guys actually did a really good job there.
Well, after 5 straight games of not scoring 50 points, I know it doesn't matter. You guys were winning. Was it nice to see the offense kind of click and have another high-scoring game, and specifically Connor Kessler with his 20?
Yeah. Yep. We're gonna have to score at some point. Like our postseason, I imagine there's going to be a sectional game in the 40s, and I imagine there's going to be a sectional game in the 60s, and throughout the postseason, you're going to have to win. You're going to have to win different ways. So, yeah, I was happy to see the offensive scoreboard light up a little bit. Now we gave up 60 plus too, so we'd like to be better there. But a lot of times it's like the amount of possessions per game. Sometimes you talk about how many points are you scoring. Well, how many possessions do you have? If you get over 1 point per possession, you're doing a good job. If you're giving up over a point per possession, then you're not. So yeah, it was nice to score some points the other day, but we gave up far too much in the paint the other night. And then again, like I said, post game, credit to Ritter because they made all their free throws, going 18 for 20.
Well, Kessler's been a guy that you can count on really throughout the entire season and his time here with Roncalli. But how did you feel about the way that he willed you guys back into the game, hit the free throws at the end, hit that big three? What did you think of the way the guys rallied around Connor Kessler?
Yeah, you're never going to doubt Connor Kessler's care. I mean, if anything, his flaw is that sometimes he cares too much, which is a good problem to have, and we sometimes have to settle him down, which we said, we always say that. We'd much rather have to settle you down than get you going. And we never have to worry about Connor's, competitive spirit or his will to win or his will to put his stamp on the game. So, yeah, late in the game, we made it really hard for them to catch the ball. We made it really hard. We were able to force some turnovers, and Connor was the leader there. Another thing we complimented Connor on, though, after the game, as soon as that shot goes through, you can see on film he goes right to Will Hegwood, puts his arm around Will, walks him to the bench. There was another time where we had a player commit a turnover. We ended up scoring the next possession and calling timeout. Connor goes right to the guy who committed the turnover and is lifting him up. So we're seeing and hearing some good things from Connor and from everyone. But, yeah, Connor is a hard worker. He's a competitive kid, and he's growing as a leader.
It's Jamin Wernke, the head coach of the Roncalli boys basketball team. You were going up against a really talented center, and you did a pretty good job containing him, I'd think. With Southport center, as good as he is, are there principles that you can kind of translate there?
Maybe a little bit. This one's way more athletic. The Ritter kid was maybe a little more skilled in the post. Kalala tonight is going to be more of a ball screen and roller, or he's going to catch it at 15 feet and try to drive, kind of a freak athlete. But, yeah, still the same things for Joe. Use your feet, use your chest, get your hands up in the air, don't leave your feet, make him score over you. And then we're going to have some built-in help tonight, similar to how we did in the second half against Ritter, where we're going to not just leave Joe on an island. Joe, it's going to be Joe's responsibility first, but tonight when 55 is dribbling with his right hand, he's going to be spinning back left. So as long as you're not guarding a shooter and you see Kalala with his right hand, we're going to double there to try to force a turnover or, to put extra pressure on 55.
Well, you told me post-game of that Raider game that maybe too often you let guys blow by you and drive to the basket. What can you do tonight and moving forward to make sure that kind of gets figured out?
Well, we'll see. We work on it every day, believe it or not. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you always see that, but we had a few great games of defense, and the other night against Ritter, they spread us out and drove around us, and then they were disciplined. And when we'd help, they'd kick and they'd dribble it right back out and make us guard again. So credit to them. But yeah, hopefully we don't get put in that position. But if they do, we're going to move our feet, use our chest, try to keep them in front. The Ritter game, we were able to force 18 turnovers, so it wasn't all bad. So tonight, I don't know that we'll have an issue with that. Looking ahead, maybe Chris Pasadix. I'm not sure anybody in the sectional is going to have the type of athletes that Ritter did and the type of ball handling. But we worked on some, we call them Schreiber slides. We work on, those type of slides and keeping our hands, up, show our hands and not get called for a blocking foul. So, we'll see. Hopefully we do a better job tonight.
It's Jamin Wernke, the head coach of the Roncalli boys basketball team. If you got to pick 2 or 3 keys to write up on the whiteboard tonight, what would it be?
Well, we always say take care of the ball, limit their offensive rebounds, and limit their paint touches. Offensively, take care of the ball, get it to the first side, second side, third side. Like we never want to be a coaching staff that like pulls the reins on our players, but if you can get a great shot off one ball screen, just imagine the type of shot you can get off the second one or the third one. We don't want to hold the ball. We don't want to play, offense for a minute, but we do challenge our guys to, if we can score in the first 8 seconds, great, let's go do that. But if we can't score in the first 8 seconds, then let's get a couple ball reversals and a paint touch, and we're going to get something sweet. So that would be the key. Take care of the ball, keep them off the offensive glass, and then when we have an offensive possession, let's get a couple ball reversals and a paint touch to make sure we get the best shot we can.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
That's Jamin Wernke, the head coach of the Roncalli boys basketball team. When we come back, we break down tonight's matchup with Southport with Michael Wantz. I'm Nathaniel Finch. This is the Indianapolis Fruit pregame show on the Roncalli Media Network.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options. Truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
It's time for starting lineups. Brought to you by Indiana Electrical Services. First, your Roncalli Royals.
In the starting lineups tonight for the Roncalli Royals, it is the typical starting five for Jamin Wernke's squad in his 4th season. Taking over for the guy to my left with Michael Wantz. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Will Hegwood starts at point guard. A pair of guards will be Luke Feldman and Connor Kessler. Then you have Luke Baker, the forward, and Joe Taylor, the center. As for Southport, Ben Rhodes in his 2nd season will start a lineup that is as follows. The sophomore, Cordell Graham. The senior, Malachi Brevard. Keep an eye on him tonight. Jonathan Fultz, Chris Cruz, and then the big man, James Kalala. He averages 17 points and 11 rebounds. He will be a huge key today, and you see him there at center court with Joe Taylor. The keys to the game brought to you by Kids Abilities.
Well, the Royals will actually try and get out in transition a little bit. They'll try and score early versus playing against Southport's set defense with some athleticism and some length. They got to find number 4 in transition, Brevard. He's got 47 made threes this year. Just in comparison, Luke Feldman, who seems like he makes a bunch for us, has 35. And last but not least, they've got to keep these Southport Cardinals off the boards. One shot, and let's go to the next possession, the next direction.
That was the Skip Cheeseman Dental Services tip-off, and Southport wins the tip. Look at this crafty move, and oh my goodness, right off the bat, we talk about how good of a shooter Malachi Brevard is. He can do it right there, too. He doesn't need the pass.
Knocked one right in there just to start. That's not a great open omen for the key to the game there.
Connor Kessler tries to answer, and he does. A nice look for the best score that the Royals have to offer at 16 points a game. Well, what a way to start the game with a statement, did Brevard. He handles the ball here. Well, that means the Roncalli Royals' last 2 games bookended by threes. It was the half-court heave that, well, knocked them out of the game against Cardinal Ritter last Thursday, and then here, starting it off with a bang to the Cardinals. A long 2, there's no good. I think the Royals will be okay if Kalala is shooting near the boundary. No-look pass, and Joe Taylor gives the Royals the lead.
And there's that transition basket they want to get before Southport can set up their 2-3 zone with just all kinds of length there on the perimeter.
The way that they lost that game on Thursday, Ritter, a heartbreaker, giving up that half-court shot at the buzzer. How often did you experience something like that, and what do you tell the guys after a loss like that?
Man, you know, first of all, I was trying to think. I think somebody hit like a volleyball three against us. Franklin Central, actually, Coach Rocky down there on the left was their head coach at the time. Who made that shot there, Nathaniel? Sorry.
Luke Feldman with a corner three. That'll do it for the Royals, up 7-3 now on the Marion scoreboard.
But I don't think a half court like that, and you know, as a coach, you coach enough games that you're going to have something like that go, but the kids get 20 games or whatever, so they're not necessarily ready for that, and that was just a tough way to lose the game.
Jonathan Foles puts it in. Back and forth we go, these neighborhood rivals. Roncalli at 11-5, Southport at 7-9. They've kind of been on a bit of a skid of late, losing 4 of their last 5, 2 straight. While the Cardinals looking to get back on track. Here's another corner three. That's not good. But for the Royals, they had won 3 straight before that game last Thursday. Brevard misses. It's one of those where you just chalk it up and say, well, it's a non-conference game. We were on the road. It was a fluke ending. Let's move on with the season and see what we can put together here in the month of February.
With just a crazy game. I was watching it on Huddle. First of all, to start with that technical foul because of the Ritter's gray uniforms that I'm sure they've worn 10 times already this year and haven't gotten trouble for that yet. And then for the Royals to be down 5 points with 15 seconds to go and force even a chance to get beat on a half-court shot was amazing and a crazy game.
Connor Kessler, the hero toward the end of that one, but of course it ends in heartbreak. Feldman had the last bucket. Now he gets the rebound and runs the break. Kessler from way downtown. It's just a hair shy. Rebound from James Kalala, who averages a double-double. And his running mate, Malachi Brevard, puts it in.
He's just really smooth. Doesn't get sped up. Has a nice mid-range shot there. I think Luke Feldman here's eyes should get really big in this 3-2 zone. They're very susceptible to corner threes, and I know that's where he likes us. He's already hit one tonight already.
And taken 2 of them, to your point. Here's a third. And the Royals' best three-point shooter splashes it home. 8 points in the first quarter for Luke Feldman.
Little interesting. Haven't seen a ton of Southport this year. Maybe they play a bunch of zone, but a little bit interesting to play zone against a team like Roncalli that shoots it so well.
Ball's loose and out of bounds. It will be Southport basketball. Reagan Cheeseman gets his first minutes for Roncalli. We'll give Kessler an early break. Halfway home on the Marion scoreboard, the Royals with that 5-point lead. Here's Brevard again with the pull-up three, and he misses.
Oh.
And a freebie given to Southport.
Not sure why Luke Baker wouldn't let that just go out of bounds there. Maybe trying to get extra rebound on the stat sheet or something, but just let that go out of bounds and keep the ball going the other way.
Well, the Cardinals gifted a possession. We'll see what they can do with it. How about this? Feldman takes it right back, but leaves the layup short. Roncalli with another chance. How about a three instead? He'll get neither.
So you got to be careful right against the zone. The threes are open, and you want to continue to take those, but you want to get them off of inside touches. Get Joe Taylor an inside look, collapse the defense, and then kick it back out rather than just maybe a three off of one pass.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Wernke had talked about in the pregame interview, that he doesn't want your first shot or your first look to be the shot. Run a couple actions and see what your third look can be.
That's right.
Whistle blown, ball's dead, shot doesn't count. Kessler returns, and so does Maurer.
Sorry, Nathaniel. We've talked about that before, too. It doesn't have to be, the term years ago was just an inside touch. Now it's more of a paint touch because that doesn't have to be a pass to the big guy. That can be a penetration and Will Hegwood getting into the lane and then kicking it out to a shooter. So really, really paint touches are important here against the zone.
Royals inbound after the whistle. Leading here inside of 3 minutes to go in the first quarter on the Marion scoreboard. Hegwood on the drive. Tries to make some space. Here's that kick out we talked about. And the big man says, "Give me that, Joe Taylor."
I like that because nobody would have batted an eye at all if Joe Taylor would have taken that top of the key three, but he drove it hard, got it to the basket. Southport back in the man-to-man there in that possession. We'll see if they stay in that.
Royals double up the Cardinals until I open my mouth, and then Jonathan Fultz with the and one. Your keys to victory today brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities. Pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21. Going beyond therapy, unlocking each child's full potential at kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Thought Joe was pretty good there on the verticality, but I think the official had him with a little bit of body there as he walked into him.
Now the Royals run some offense. Here's Caleb Maurer. Boy, has he been a spark plug of late.
Great screen and seal, great look. Will Hegwood had that pass out of his hands before he hardly turned around, was even looking at Caleb.
Here comes Southport. Don't have to worry too much about Kalala shooting a three, but he can take it to the rack. Travels, though.
I'm sure he can cover a lot of ground in few dribbles, but I don't think he can cover quite that much area. Southport here in the man-to-man now have come out of that zone pretty quick. The Royals shot him out of it.
Here's Taylor. Sees 4 red jerseys, and he doesn't care. Timeout called. Ben Rhodes wants a second to think about it. We'll step aside as well on the Roncalli Media Network.
Discover the Coin Index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Building your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
With the all-time winningest coach in Roncalli boys basketball history, that's Michael Watts. I'm Nathaniel Finch as the Royals double up their neighborhood rivals in Southport early on.
Royals come out of the timeout here in a little bit of zone themselves. They just have to know where, well, 4's open. Brevard's on the bench, so this is a great time to play a little zone.
Cheeseman gets that deflection. Now he works on the 6'7" Kalala. That's what he's listed at, but you look down there, he's probably closer to 6, maybe 6'9", right up there with Joe Taylor. Nice rebound for Connor Kessler, and Hegwood now runs the point. Kicks it out to Reagan Cheeseman. Here's the cutting Maurer. He has been so strong of late, that one poked out of bounds. Your tip-off today in Game Ball brought to you by Skip Cheeseman Dental Services in Plainfield. Smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit online at cheesemandds.com. Kessler coming off a 20-point performance. And you talked about it, the Royals were down 5 with 15 seconds left. That man had 5 points to tie the game. Well, we don't talk about what happens next. This is a block, but he picks it back up. 10 seconds left as we wrap up the first quarter on the Marion scoreboard. Why not run a little action here? Find your man open, and he'll do the rest. Connor Kessler. What a way to finish the quarter.
Great play. That's their end of the quarter play. They get so much mileage off of that. Connor Kessler off the back screen, almost a little bit of an alley-oop there. He catches it off the floor and finishes it at the buzzer.
A fresh 8 hits the Marion scoreboard when we return on the Roncalli Media Network.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient Southside location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
At Greenwood Vision Care, your vision is our priority. Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor, handling all your electrical needs, big or small. Roncalli alums Jeff Russell and David Moran are proud to serve you. That's Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit. Long two, but it's missed. Hegwood with a rebound as the Royals start the second quarter rolling. What an offensive showing in that opening quarter. Luke Feldman, a couple of threes, and just a lot of really solid offense.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for the better start for the Royals. Shot them out of that zone, more than doubled them up at 20-9 here. Come out in the zone. Nice long possession here. I'm going to get a bucket here.
Joe Taylor leaves it short, but how about Caleb Maurer? Oh, he can't get it. On the drive, it bounces home. Major Turner off the bench, and he looks strong to start the second.
Nice take by the 6'2", lanky junior.
Yeah, that man trying to earn himself some more minutes. Here's a double team. Luke Feldman earned that after his hot start. 10 points in that first quarter. Oh, make it 8. He did miss that layup. Hot start for the Royals, who of late had been playing, a lot more lower scoring basketball, and that's not as much an indictment on how well the offense was playing, just the types of games that they had been playing. Coach Wernke talked about that. They had gone 5 straight games without hitting 50 points, but they were still averaging a point per possession. I think now they, especially these guys, I'm sure they like to get out and run and have more higher possession, quick games.
I feel like obviously, on pace to score almost 80 is definitely something that the players and the coaching staff will both like. I've been there, and grinding out those 44, 43 are not always fun.
Will Hegwood on the drive. Both teams average about 60 points a game. That'll help. Caleb Maurer hits another triple. He's hit over half of those on the season, the big man. Foul called on the shot. It'll lead. A chance at a three-point play. And we haven't seen a ton from James Kalala yet, but he's capable of it.
Absolutely, yeah. That's his first bucket there. He needs to be quite close to the rim. The Royals are letting him have that open shot. He took one earlier and missed, but we talked last time we were together about Caleb Maurer, and just, you can just see him working the football out of him in mid to late January. He has bounce to his step. He has confidence in his shot. So that's a big piece here as the Royals go down the stretch.
He's going to be a big piece next year as well. He gets the assist as Luke Baker finds his first bucket of the game. Baker huge last Thursday with 6 critical points. And a turnover there. Southport gives it up. I'll tell you what, the Cardinals average 17 turnovers a game. Only 3 so far today. They've taken pretty good care of the basketball.
Royals have done a nice job, too, with the offensive rebounds. They've been able to get that first rebound off the first Cardinal miss and go the other direction.
Marian University, just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. A premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning. That's Marian.edu. Turnover. Can it turn into points for the Cardinals? It does. And on cue, it's Kalala. 5 points. This corner alone. Oh, Feldman with a crafty move. Great defense, though, by the Cardinals to recover, and it'll be another turnover. 2 in a row for the Royals.
A little bit of confusion there for the Cardinals. I'm not sure if they knew if they were in man or zone, so it's hard for the Royals to figure it out when the team that's playing it doesn't even quite know what defense they're playing.
Brevard back into the game. He's that guy with the sidearm pass you just saw. And how about Sam Lloyd getting it done?
Good, strong move there. Surprised he didn't start. Kind of threw it off the backboard to himself, got an offensive rebound, put it back in.
Gives you 9 points and 6 rebounds a game, and off the bench, those are great numbers. Connor Kessler off the mark, and that's Major Turner with a rebound. Well, Southport getting right back into this game. Speaking of Lloyd, and it's a foul.
Oh.
What'd you see there?
I thought that was pretty crafty there by Feldman. I think that's a jump ball, and I'm not sure how Mike Brunsman can see that on the other side. I don't know.
Well, Coach Warnke agrees, and the referee you see walking up to Coach. Not too happy with that. You ever get tossed from a game? Seems like a silly question through 20 years.
Once in 20 years, and I deserved plenty of technicals that I didn't get, but I did not deserve.
Okay.
I did not deserve that one. No cursing and no stepping out of the box, and I got 2 technicals.
Wow.
I think the gentleman had a bad day at work, possibly. Took it out on me.
Here's Luke Feldman. He had himself a hot start to the game. A couple of triples, 8 early points. Mikey Dillon. He buries it.
He's been solid on that. I tell you, and I'm not saying this to poke fun at all, but that ball barely gets above the rim, but it's always on line, and he's made more than he's missed this year.
James Kalala, his coming out party this quarter. We knew he was going to be a big factor, 17 points and 11 rebounds a game. But he's really done some damage here. He's figured out this Royal defense.
Cutting the lead has allowed Southport to go back into that 3-2 zone that they want to play.
Timeout called. Jamin Warnke will step aside as well on the Roncalli Media Network.
When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of 99, and David Moran, class of 94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Roncalli up by 8 on the Marion scoreboard. With Michael Watts, I'm Nathaniel Finch. As we prepare to get started the final 3 minutes of this first half. Boy, James Kalala, the big man for Southport, has really found some success. Can you point to a reason or two why?
I think a couple offensive rebounds. He's got loose close to the basket there in the first quarter. You know, he was out there shooting 15-footers, which weren't going in, but he's been able to get closer to the basket where he's a little more adept and more comfortable.
Another triple. It's Luke Feldman. He's got 3 already. And a tray on the other end. Major Turner puts it home.
It's a good-looking player there. Just out there playing defense, ready to shoot that ball. Major Turner looking to be a major player in the Cardinals offense.
There we go. It's probably your 5th or 6th game with us this year. You're starting to get the hang of it. Here's Mikey Dillon on the drive and kick. Can Feldman hit again? Yes, he can. Luke Feldman. He is on fire.
Just got to be so excited in that zone. And Mikey Dillon, a great job of dribble penetrating. Even when you know the shooter's right there, it's human nature to gravitate towards the basketball as it's driven. Kicked out to Luke. He's ready to shoot, and he knocks another one down.
Here's another triple by the talented Brevard, and after hitting that opening one, he's been ice cold. Royals taking advantage, up 11 on the Marion scoreboard, and a chance to add some more the final minute of the half. Feldman again, a heat check. Well, that didn't quite have everything he wanted there. Oh, a full head of steam, and it's blocked, but they call a foul on Joe Taylor.
If you make 4 threes in a half, you are definitely allowed to try for that 5th one, even if it's a little bit deep. Nobody's going to care about that since he's really started to make some shots here.
When you saw Taylor go up for the block there, how about this? When these two teams played last year as a Roncalli win, he had 5 blocks in that game. I mean, Taylor, he can protect the rim as well as anybody, but 5 blocks in a game is incredible.
That's a lot at the high school level. And earlier, you know, he does a nice job with that verticality. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Roy Hibbert for the Pacers, Nathaniel, but he kind of made
poster
that
on my wall.
made that famous where you're allowed to go straight up. And Joe Taylor does a good job of that. Just a couple early fouls here that the officials have not let him do that or called him for the body.
Royals will look to take their time here, the final 35 seconds on the Marion scoreboard. First half action on its way to wrap up. Can the Cardinals hang on for a little bit longer? Royals won by 9 this time last year. That's the lead right now. Into the offense. 8 seconds left. Taylor gets rejected. Oh, but he gets it right back. And slides it home, plus the foul. Joe Taylor with an and one. How about the persistence from the big man right there?
Well, the Royals do a really nice job of scoring end of clock situations there. He was wide open. The bench wanted a basket interference. That was not the case. You're allowed to hit the backboard if you're going for a block shot, but Joe stays with it. puts it in. Great half for the Royals.
And they lead 39-25 on that Marion scoreboard as we hit the O'Reilly Branson halftime show. First, it's the Royal Roll Call brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Though you can't make the game tonight, you can still cheer on the Royals with a shout out on the Roncalli Media Network. While you are away, we keep you connected. At the same time, the Kennel at Arbor Lane gives you the peace of mind knowing your pets are safe and cared for. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, where pets feel at home. And Royals fans, stay connected. Reach out to myself, that's Nathaniel Finch, or Michael Wantz. Let us know that you're listening and watching, and we'll give you a shout out in half number 2. You can also use the chat feature here on YouTube. When we come back, the O'Reilly Branson halftime show, we break down the first half, and we set you up for the final 16 minutes on the Roncalli Media Network.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you, or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarbor.com to learn more.
At Kids Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Welcome to the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show on the Roncalli Media Network. O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Welcome back. It is time for the O'Reilly Branson Halftime Show on the Roncalli Media Network with Michael Wantz. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Looking through the first half statistics, these are brought to you by Greenwood Vision. All Roncalli early. 37-25 is your score at the break, and it was a 20-9 lead after one quarter of play. Each team going toe-to-toe there in the second quarter. Roncalli wins both quarters and now leads at the half. A high-profile halftime performance for Jamin Wernke's squad. 3 turnovers low. Each team only 3 or 4, give or take there by my count. But Luke Feldman was the story of the first half with 4 made triples. He was a problem from the corner, from the left wing, from the right wing. He could not miss. 14 points for Luke Feldman, leads all scorers by a mile. Joe Taylor was a big problem for the Southport defense. He scores 9 points there. Then you had 5 from Caleb Maurer with a triple. Mikey Dillon hit his lone tray. He had 3 points. Connor Kessler with 4. Luke Baker with 2. But Coach wants the story of that first half was the lights-out performance from Luke Feldman.
Yeah, Southport choosing to go with that 3-2 zone. The corners are susceptible. Luke found himself there a couple times. And then with some inside-out touches, Mikey Dillon drove baseline hard, got the defense going that way. And Royals do a nice job of recognizing who's hot at the time and looking for that teammate to score some more points.
Well, the big man for Southport leads the team in scoring with 17 points. He didn't score in the first quarter, but had 8 in quarter number 2. He really came into his groove, the 60% field goal shooter, found a way to get some to the bottom of the net.
Yeah, you know, the Royals are doing a really good job on the defensive glass, but he did get loose for a couple offensive rebounds. But you're making him work for it. You're making him get to the free throw line, and it's not been super easy for him. So Coach Warnke has to be happy about that.
Malachi Brevard with 5, so with Major Turner. 4 points, Jonathan Folse, and then Sam Lloyd has 3. When we return, we'll continue the O'Reilly Branson halftime show, give you keys to the second half after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements, and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Did you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you, and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
Discover the coin index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the coin index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Building your vision from concept to creation. At Gemco Constructors, we're your one-stop partner in commercial construction, from mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to building automation and post-project service. We deliver projects on time, on budget, and built to last. Innovation, safety, and service. Proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals. Visit wearegemco.com today. Gemco, building your vision. Concept to creation.
A confident smile can change everything, and at Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, they make that transformation fun, affordable, and easy. Whether it's braces or Invisalign, their expert team helps kids, teens, and adults feel proud of their smile every step of the way. With their convenient South Side location, Dr. Todd Hickman and his team have served our community for over 40 years. Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics, transforming smiles, transforming lives. Proud supporter of Roncalli and Roncalli Athletics.
It's time for the keys to victory. Brought to you by Kids Abilities. No limits, only possibilities.
And the keys to the second half are what, Coach Wantz?
Well, just continue to score. You know, you don't ever want to slow this down. Continue to score. Continue to get it inside looks against this zone. Look for Luke Feldman on the perimeter on the other end. You know, make Southport work for everything. Don't give them easy chances on second chance opportunities.
Kids Abilities, no limits, only possibilities. Pediatric occupational speech and feeding therapy for children from birth to 21, going beyond therapy and unlocking each child's full potential. And it's a great way to start the second half. Connor Kessler buries it home. KidsAbilitiesIndiana.com. Won't even let me get through the read, Coach.
It's a good way to start against that zone.
7 points now for Kessler. The Royals can't miss from downtown. 7 triples. That already exceeds their season total. Or their season average. Baker gets rejected.
Cardinals a little bit different here on the, they're starting Major Turner, who had a good first half, and then Sam Lloyd didn't start. He's starting the second half as well.
Minute 15 here into the third quarter on the Marion scoreboard. And it's Luke Feldman with the foul. His second, team's first. By the way, our halftime show is brought to you by O'Reilly Branson Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1971, dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. That's O'ReillyBranson.com. Feldman gets the steal, one-on-one. Look at the bounce pass all the way around, and it'll send Joe Taylor to the line twice. Some good-looking transition offense.
Very unselfish play there. Luke to Hegwood, Hegwood right back to Taylor. Taylor at the line here for 2 as he got fouled on the shot.
Hey, pack your curiosity and bring the whole family to the Our Family Cultural Night at Roncalli this Friday at 6 o'clock. Join in the cafeteria, traveling the world through food, country booths, while collecting stickers for your very own passport. Stick around for student performances and a fashion show featuring Roncalli, Central Catholic, and St. Mark students at 7 o'clock. It's fun for all ages and no airplane ticket required. That's the Our Family Cultural Night. Timeout called. We'll step aside as well on the Roncalli Media Network.
At Greenwood Vision Care, your vision is our priority. Dr. Olivia Yankee, Roncalli alum class of 2009, and her team treats you like family with expert eye exams, stylish frames, and personalized care. No rush, no hassle, just friendly service and sharp vision. Isn't it time you saw clearly and felt confident? Call Greenwood Vision Care today at 317-653-5872 to schedule your appointment. Greenwood Vision Care, where eye care feels like home.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Little Southside neighborhood rivalry pits the Roncalli Royals against the Southport Cardinals. Boys basketball action, trap right away. Aggressive defense here for the Royals, but the Cardinals figure it out. Here's Chris Cruz with a long two. He can't get it to go. And the offensive rebound unsuccessful as well. Look at the Royals. Roncalli on the move, the big lead. Joe Taylor with a jumper. He doesn't do that too often. By the way, Joe Taylor hit a free throw before that timeout. He now has 10 points. He has done that 41 times over his Roncalli career. It's Kalala who collects the foul on the way to a bucket. He also has 10 points. That man averages a double-double and had one when these teams played last year, 15 points, 10 rebounds against the Royals. But he can't convert the three-point play.
Being a lefty, when you're defending Kalala, you have to remember that most guys Joe Taylor will play, they want to turn to their left shoulder and go to their right hand. Kalala likes that right shoulder to get back to his left hand, so it's just something you have to kind of remind yourself as you're guarding him.
And that impacts the help defense too, right? On what side the helper comes up.
Absolutely.
Here's a long two missed by Brevard, who was red hot for the first 20 seconds of the game. Hasn't done anything since then. As Hegwood takes it to the rack and gets it to drop. His first bucket today. Brevard is an absolute lethal three-point shooter, though, so just because he's in a slump doesn't mean you can leave him open. He'll make you pay. Timeout called. We'll talk more about that in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
When you need the job done right, trust Indiana Electrical Services, your IBEW 481 union contractor. Proud sponsor of Roncalli Athletics, we're here to handle all your electrical needs, big or small. Jeff Russell, class of '99, and David Moran, class of '94, are proud to serve the community they love. And of course, we're cheering on the Royals every step of the way. Indiana Electrical Services, powering your home, your business, and your school spirit.
With Michael Watts, the winningest coach in Roncalli boys basketball history. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Logan Wong back in our production truck. The executive producer, AJ Ablog, as well. Nearing the halfway mark of the third quarter on the Marion scoreboard. And it's a big-time Roncalli lead.
Southport coming out of the timeout with some three-quarter court press here, trying to speed up the game a little bit.
Kessler off the mark. Ball poked out of bounds. Southport keeps it. Roncalli had 11-5 on the season. Had previously won 3 straight, but lost on a heartbreaker. About a three-quarter court heave at the buzzer at Cardinal Ritter on Thursday. That's a lot of time to think about a loss like that. I'm sure they're happy to get back on the floor. Chris Cruz with a triple. And that forces the Jamin Wernke timeout. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well. Back in a minute on the Roncalli Media Network.
Score big for Roncalli every time you swipe with Indiana Members Credit Union. When you use your IMCU Royals debit card for everyday purchases, you're helping fund Roncalli High School athletics with every signature-based transaction. Get your Roncalli Royals debit card free with your free IMCU checking account. Stop by your Southside branch at 5047 Madison Avenue or any IMCU branch near you. Or sign up online at imcu.com. Swipe, support, repeat. Go Royals!
When it comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Roncalli with the 11-point advantage. Things just working well offensively for a team that could use a night like this.
That's right. They just need to take care of the ball here, get a shot every time. Great job getting the ball to the middle of the floor.
Low turnovers, too. And that will not be because it was tapped by a Cardinal. It's kind of crazy that with Kessler sent to the line, they could have 45 points here halfway through the third. That's about what they averaged for a 5-game stretch to begin the month of January. So it's certainly nice that the Royals these last 2 games flirting with some better offensive numbers. But it's probably also nice that you can prove to yourself and your team that you can win any kind of game.
That's true. We've talked about that. How do you grind one out with this group when they're not making shots? But it's a lot easier and a lot better when you're making shots. All this stuff we do, coaches have all this stuff. At the end of the day, it comes down to making shots or not making shots.
And the man who hit both ice-cold free throws on Thursday night, well, he misses them both there. That's Kessler. So the lead stays at 11. It's about where it was for a good chunk of that Ritter game when they made a late comeback. Did Cardinal Ritter hit the half-court heave at the buzzer. Here's Chris Cruz, a long 2. Can't get that to go, and it's out on a Cardinal. Mikey Dillon enters. He hit a triple earlier. Royals still up double figures on this Marion scoreboard.
Nice pace for the Royals here, breaking that three-quarter court press. Experienced guards here doing a nice job.
Feldman can't get that one to go, but how about Maurer with the offensive rebound? Oh, ball's loose. Feldman picks it back up. And Baker, oh, he can't make him pay. Out of bounds. Boy, you talk about loose ball. Maybe 3 or 4 different times that guys were running after one.
Sam Lloyd active above the rim, just couldn't quite bring it in. Royals now in a little 2-3 zone to try and keep the ball out of the middle and the inside.
Just as I was praising the Roncalli offense, it's been a bit of a cold stretch here.
I can promise you it's not a coincidence that the Royals are in this zone when Malachi Brevard is on the bench. He's really, I don't want to say the only three-point threat because Chris Cruz can make one as well, but he's certainly the biggest three-point threat with his 48 three-pointers made sitting on the bench.
Turnover, you see that interception there by Baker, the football player. Bit of a lineup that you don't see very often on the floor right now. No Joe Taylor, no Connor Kessler. Trying to find an open look. Maurer gives it a go. Why not? Caleb Maurer.
Didn't think about it. That's what I like. Caught the ball ready to shoot the ball, jumped up and knocked it in.
Ball's loose and out on a Royal. And for a guy that doesn't shoot a ton of those, he's gotten real good at it of late. He's hit both of his three-point attempts today.
Well, when you're not, I think Caleb would be okay. He's not a straight shooter, right? So you want to make sure you're ready to shoot when those opportunities come. Like Luke Feldman could shoot one probably without his feet totally set. Connor Kessler maybe off the dribble, but Caleb does a nice job, and that's his role. Make sure your 10 toes are pointing to the basket. Shoot it with confidence.
Kalala hits his 12th point. Speaking of Kessler, he's too short there. Had a good look. Sometimes those fadeaways are tough to measure.
It just seems almost like you feel like they played last night. He seems a little heavy-legged and just a little short on everything.
Well, speaking of Kalala, he draws the foul and hits the shot. He's so athletic. Talked with Coach Wernke. They played a really talented big on Thursday that, if I remember right, averaged about 18 and 12, similar to what Kalala does. but he says this guy's just so much more athletic. He's going to work you off the dribble, and you saw it there.
Luckily for the Royals, he struggles a bit from the free throw line.
Final minute here, the third on the Marion scoreboard. Royals hold a 10-point advantage. It's Dillon, Baker, Maurer, Cheeseman, and Kessler. Kessler draws the double team, means somebody's open. He doesn't care. He'll take it to the rack and draw the contact.
Coach Warnke talked about this week that they talked about this, how to handle the ball with under a minute to go. They use the term motion 5, so they're going to run their motion. They'll take layups, but they're just like they're 35 seconds, that's totally fine. That it was a layup attempt. You're not going to take any quick threes, and then if they let you keep it till the end of the quarter, you'll take the last shot.
Which is what we saw at the end of the first. They held it for the final 40 seconds and got a nice shot. He'll hit them both. Royals press. Just over 30 seconds left on that Marion scoreboard, third quarter. Gonna make Southport earn it. Cruz, full head of steam over Maurer, and he drew the contact. And one opportunity for Chris Cruz, the junior.
I mean this as a total compliment. Chris Cruz has old man YMCA game, and I mean that as the most sincere compliment. He's just under control, doesn't get sped up, knows how to use his body. He's a nice player.
And for being 6'3", he's got a lot of size to him too, but he can't complete the three-point play. Now you hold for the final shot. Reagan Cheeseman brings it up. Timeout called by Coach Warnke. Just a 30 gives me a chance to tell you about Marion University, just 10 minutes from downtown Indianapolis, a premier Catholic university committed to excellence in learning. Embracing the Franciscan and liberal arts traditions, Marion excels in teaching, research, and scholarly activities. Become a Knight. Join a community dedicated to greatness at marion.edu. Paramount to run maybe a little bit of action here and get a good shot. I don't think Coach Warnke wants them just to stand there for 11 seconds and take a rush shot.
So Coach burned that timeout to get Joe Taylor back in the game. So look for some sort of either back screen, how they scored at the end of the first quarter, or a shuffle cut for Joe Taylor, how they scored at the end of the second quarter. So, or maybe something totally, but they'll get something going to the bucket here. Coach does a nice job with his end of clock situations.
Here we go, the final 10 seconds. Can you improve on a 10-point advantage? Kessler with 3 seconds. Here we go. In the paint. Oh, he can't get it in. So the lead holds at 10 as we start the fourth quarter after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1947, Indianapolis Fruit has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Midwestern retailers, bringing quality and trust to every produce aisle. With over 170 refrigerated trucks, a premium supply chain, and more than 3,000 SKUs, including organic, ethnic, artisan, and gourmet grab-and-go options. We provide a full-service experience from farm to market. Indianapolis Fruit. Produce a fresh experience.
Whether you're heading out of town or just need trusted care for your pets, look no further than the Kennel at Arbor Lane. With spacious indoor and outdoor accommodations, a caring staff, and a commitment to treating every dog like family, the Kennel at Arbor Lane is where pets feel right at home. From short stays to extended boarding, your four-legged friends will be safe, happy, and loved. Give yourself peace of mind and your pets the care they deserve. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, a proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics. Visit thekennelatarborlane.com to learn more.
Well, Coach Wantz, what did you think of the way the Royals ended the half there? Did you like the way they ran the offense? You think they could have been a little better? What was your take on that?
Yeah, they got something going to the bucket, not great. I would have liked to have seen Connor hit Joe there on the a little bit earlier. They just ran out of time before they were able to get the last second shot. But the most important thing is they got the last shot. Southport didn't touch the ball again. That's the main objective there.
Royals by 10 as we start the fourth quarter on the Marion scoreboard. But Southport, the first crack at it. And it's a long two, bounces awry. Taylor with a rebound.
I'd like to get a bucket here. This is one of those games, I always say if there wasn't a scoreboard here, you would think Roncalli was up about 16 or 8. It just feels like Roncalli has kind of dominated this game. But if they're not careful here, 10's not a huge lead with 7 to go. They want to continue to get stops and continue to get buckets on the other end.
Well, that was the first quarter all game that Southport wins, 13-11 in the Cardinal advantage. So they're chipping into this one. Oh, the big man, Kalala, thought about a three for half a second. That is not his game. But you know who it is? Malachi Brevard. My goodness, on the step back, too. That's his first bucket since the first few minutes of play. It's a guy we talked about pregame. Has hit now 49 threes on the season, but he's a 44% shooter, so he has more triples than anybody on the Royals. And he shoots a higher clip than anybody as well. That's going to be a good college player. Maurer on the inside with a nice finish. And a timeout called. We'll stay here. How about Maurer with 10 points? He ties his career high, and it's a number that he's tied a couple of times of late because he is just really coming onto his own. His game kind of evolving in this offense. He's found his place, and he's been a huge contributor at all three levels.
Really nice high-low there. They hit Joe Taylor in the high post, and then he's reading that middle guy in the zone. If that middle guy stays back on Caleb, Joe Taylor should shoot that. But if that bottom guy comes up, then he's dumping it down to Caleb just like that, and a really good finish for Caleb.
What's the name of that referee?
It's Mike Brunsman, I think. Matt Weldy, and I don't know the third gentleman.
You saw him at the bottom of your screen.
Right. It's Mike. Yeah.
You saw Mike at the bottom of your screen there a moment ago, giving Coach Wantz a little look. Michael Wantz, 20 years as the head man for the Royals boys team, made way for Jamin Werke, the Roncalli alum, who spent 15 seasons under the tutelage of Coach Wantz. And now Werke with over 50 wins in the last 4 years, but looking for his most successful season yet this year. Coach Rhodes trying to help his team out. It'll be out of bounds. Well, wait a minute. There we go.
It was
it out before he tapped it?
Coach Rhodes got a little handsy there with the ball, but that was the right call.
Kalala with an athletic move when he draws the contact. When you spin that much out of control, boy, it's tough to foul a guy like that. Was he going to make the bucket? Probably not.
And it's hard to do, right, because he's going full speed to his right hand. It's hard to be disciplined enough to know he's going to spin back to that left hand. He had no interest in going there and shooting that ball with his right hand, but that's hard for a guy like Joe Taylor to know and for him to anticipate him coming back to his left hand.
And now the trouble is Joe Taylor has 4 fouls and will have to sit for a considerable amount of time. Caleb Maurer, who had been in a lot and was earning some rest, now has to come back in early. It's a 7-point game. Here's the open look. Maurer passed it up. Royals running some offense. They could certainly use a bucket.
Pass fakes are integral against the zone here. Get that zone moving a little bit. Get those defenders moving. You can throw the ball where you want to throw it with the use of pass fakes.
That ball rolls right out of the cup. An unfriendly rim here at home. Kalala under the bucket. A triple team. And he still gets a shot off. It'll be Roncalli ball. Talk about two really talented seniors in Brevard and Kalala. Be surprised that Southport is 7-9 with how well they've played this year. Lost by 7 against New Pal last time out, and those two were huge in that game, and yet you don't get as much help from the rest of the roster. It makes it hard to win a game. Brevard, 27 points against New Pal, and Kalala had 20 and 12. Kessler with a nice move into the paint. A tough shot, he can't get it to go, and the rebound for Kalala.
Connor's just been short on everything tonight. Part of it is I think he's fading away from these big defenders that have their hands in his face.
Nice defense there from Feldman. Feed to the paint. Oh, it's a nice look of offense. Turner with the assist to Kalala. 18 points for the star big man.
Royals really need a bucket here.
Caleb Maurer hits the triple from the corner, and a new career high for the Royal sophomore. 13 points and counting. And
That extra scoring,
triples.
that extra scoring punch is really going to serve the Royals well down the stretch. He's been really good for him.
3 ball on the other end. It's an answer from Major Turner. And a timeout call. Joe Taylor will return when we do on the Roncalli Media Network.
Since 1970, Piazza Produce has grown from a single truck operation into a trusted, family-owned produce partner, bringing exceptional quality and unmatched service to the food service industry. We deliver the ingredients chefs count on. With refrigerated GPS-tracked trucks covering more than 150 cities across the Midwest, Piazza Produce ensures your kitchen never runs out because service is everything. Piazza Produce, fresh from our family to yours. Visit piazzaproduce.com.
Back here at Roncalli High School. Royals lead, but just by 5. It was a double-figure lead entering the quarter. Now halfway through on that Marion scoreboard, it's time to try to go buy a bucket or two.
Games like this is why Pepto-Bismol is still on the shelves. Coach Warnke feels like they're well in control with a large lead, and then it just gets chipped away little by little. You got to make a shot against the zone. Good find.
Luke Feldman heads up. But Joe Taylor hangs it in. That's about as far down as you'll see a 3-ball go without counting, but Taylor cleans it up. That was huge. Then you get the stop on the other end. Score, stop, can you get the score?
Southport back to matching up man-to-man so the Royals don't hold it against their zone here.
Hegwood in the cutting Feldman, but he gets blocked. Here's Brevard, heads up. He can hit those all day long. It's a foul.
I think they're going to get Will Hegwood going through Kalala's ball screen. Be underneath out of bounds for the Cardinals.
Well, we've had a lot of timeouts called, but not a lot of fouls. That's only the second of the quarter for Roncalli. 2 minutes left and change on that Marion scoreboard. Here's the inbound. And another player goes down. It's Brevard, and he slowly climbs back to his feet. And another player goes down. This time it'll be against Southport. Boy, it's a wrestling match out there. And Feldman gets up a little gimpy.
Clipped on the illegal screen there. Long possession with the bucket would be ideal here.
The 7-point advantage. 2-minute warning on the Marion scoreboard.
Southport's going to need to pick up the pressure at some point. And they're going to look at maybe wanting to foul here if they only have one foul against them. So Royals aren't shooting for another 4 common fouls.
It's going to make for a brutal couple minutes. Well, they've already chewed up about 40 seconds off the clock, and there's the foul. Chris Cruz gives it up. It's his second.
A little surprised by the lack of urgency there by the Cardinals. 90 seconds to go, down 7.
It was at this juncture of the game that the Royals went to fouling. Last Thursday at Cardinal Ritter, fought back all the way to tie it up, and then the half-court heave at the buzzer, they lost it. Trying to get back in the win column, Roncalli with the 7-point advantage, the final minute plus on the Marion scoreboard. There's another foul.
Got to be strong with it. The Royals also have the arrow here, so even if they get tied up, they'll retain possession. Just got to be strong with the ball. I would always remind the officials at this point that Southport is trying to foul, so you get that quicker whistle rather than let them play through a foul and maybe get a steal. Good back cut.
Baker with 4 red jerseys, and there's another one. This one will send him to the line. Coach Connor Kessler's on the bench, and the layman would think, well, you'd want your best scorer on the floor right now. What's the reasoning for him getting an extra break?
I'm not sure. I know he's been short on everything. There might be something going on. He's missed a couple free throws. But coach is rolling with who he's got. And great backdoor cut there by Luke Baker. Made the first free throw.
Well, how about the guys he has on the floor? As hot as can be. Luke Feldman has hit 4 triples. Caleb Maurer has hit 3 of them. And Baker splits the pair. Southport needs to score early and often.
Yes.
Not there, though. It's an offensive foul. 2nd in a row for the Cardinals.
Great job of Luke Baker moving his feet. Lloyd ripped baseline there, tried to go strong to the basket. Luke Baker showed his hands, took it in the chest, going the other way. Great job by Luke Baker.
Royals up 8. They can smell it. Southport now over the limit. It's going to be a long march for free throws. But before that, Caleb Maurer will add to his career-high scoring night. 15 points. Volleyball line triple. My goodness. Give it up for Malachi Brevard. He's hit 3 of those today as we hit a timeout. We'll step aside on the Roncalli Media Network.
At Kids Abilities, we believe in one simple truth: no limits, only possibilities. Our dedicated team offers pediatric occupational, speech, and feeding therapy focused on sensory regulation, building intrinsic motivation, and making meaningful connections for children from birth to 21. We go beyond therapy. We support families, celebrate achievements, and unlock each child's fullest potential. Kids Abilities, where possibilities become realities. Visit kidsabilitiesindiana.com.
Marion University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marion University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marion University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marion.edu.
With Michael Watts, I'm Nathaniel Finch. The Royals close to victory. Up 7, 37 seconds left. And with the ball. Foul called. It'll go against Malachi Brevard, and you got to give it to Brevard. He is certainly trying to will his team back in this game. A couple of triples this quarter. He is about as talented a guard as you're going to find in the Indianapolis area.
trying to set up a long touchdown pass there. Will Hegwood was trying to screen for Caleb Maurer, but Brevard wouldn't let him do that. Actually, a good foul to get the clock, get Will Hegwood to the free throw line without the clock moving at all. Actually ends up being a pretty good strategy by the Cardinals.
Hegwood hits his first of 2. Would you like to be a Roncalli Royal? Registration for the next school year is now open. Visit roncalli.org and click the big red Apply Today button to start your journey. Questions? Contact the Director of Admissions and Marketing, Allie Ross at aross@roncalli.org. Do so, you'll see Michael Wantz every day wearing a nice suit. Missed shot there. Maurer gets the board and the foul, and this one is all but academic.
I'll be suited up tomorrow for the Parents' Shadow Day. You don't see me in a suit very often, but I'll have one on tomorrow. Tie is to be determined, but the jacket will be on.
You ever wear one on the court? Certainly back when you coached.
Early on I did, but I never liked when I got mad what I would do with the jacket, so I stopped wearing jackets. We were in the shirt and tie generation, though. The pullovers didn't really come until COVID, but finally the basketball coaches figured out that they don't need to be suited up every night.
Here's the drive, the spin, an impressive make from Major Turner. Boy, you've talked about how much you like his game. He's looked good tonight.
He does. He's pining for some more minutes for sure, and I have a feeling he's going to get those.
2 guys that come off the pine that have played pretty well today, Turner and Sam Lloyd. The Royals do hit the 60-point mark. First time they've done that in a handful of games. When they do so under Wernke, 21-4. That's a good number. Now their 9th time this season. They've scored 60 or more.
Luke Feldman happy that they fouled one last time so he can get maybe another point here on his nice night.
14 in the first half, including 4 triples. 9 seconds left. Royals by 10. Will it stay that way? No, it'll be 8. As the clock will finish off. Roncalli with a win over the neighborhood rivals Southport. 63-55 is the final. After a heartbreaking loss last Thursday, Roncalli gets back in the win column in a big way. Setting up for a big matchup with the conference opponent Brebeuf on Friday. You're calling that game with me, right?
I will be here.
Excited for that one, of course. The Royals only 1 conference game so far this year. It'll be good to get another one of those high-stakes game on the ledger. But tonight it's all about the 8-point win over Southport. Roncalli's offense really showing up in a big way tonight.
Yeah, Southport playing that zone. Luke Feldman got hot early, and then went man-to-man. Then you get Caleb Maurer going, Joe Taylor going. It's good to be able to win in a variety of ways versus a variety of defenses.
We'll break this one down after this as we hit the Piazza Produce post-game show on the Roncalli Media Network.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Did you know 80% of Americans don't floss daily, risking gum disease, bad breath, and even tooth loss? At Skip Cheeseman DDS, we believe your dental health is worth protecting, from routine cleanings and wisdom tooth removal to implants and IV sedation. Dr. Cheeseman and his caring team combine experience with comfort, so you can smile with confidence. Call 317-839-2088 or visit Cheeseman.com today. Skip Cheeseman DDS, caring for smiles, caring for you. and a proud supporter of the Roncalli Royals.
Are you looking for a company that cares about meeting your financial needs? Werner Financial is the place for you. Our owner, Jason Werner, is a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005 and has extensive knowledge and experience ensuring your investments are customized to fit your goals. The Werner Financial team is one that works for you and will handle your assets with precision and confidence. Our goal is for you to not only feel secure in your finances, but also to see real growth. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your meeting today and get started on your financial future.
It's time for the Piazza Produce postgame show on the Roncalli Media Network. Piazza Produce. Freshness you can count on.
Roncalli boys basketball victorious tonight, 63-55 is your final score. The Piazza Produce post-game show upon us. Michael Wantz and Nathaniel Finch. And Coach Wantz, when you look at what Roncalli did, what were the top couple of things that just worked out well for the offense tonight?
Well, I think the inside touches, you know, there was a time where our coach was a little bit upset with some quick three-pointers. I think the three-pointers off of inside touches, whether it was a pass into Joe, a high-low look, or a paint touch by Will Hegwood, they got good three-pointers. And the main thing is I can only remember 3 or 4 offensive rebounds by the big guys from Southport, and I know that was really a focus for the Royals tonight. Got a little probably too close for comfort there, but the Royals responded. Any win's a good win, especially a midweek game, when you're probably human nature is already to start thinking about Friday to try and continue your quest for winning a conference championship. I'm sure Coach Warnke will take it tonight for sure.
A couple big-time performers tonight. How about Caleb Mowers, 17 points, and he was the real key force in the fourth quarter that put this one away.
When they get that third and fourth score, with Caleb Maurer, you know what you're going to get from Connor. You know what you're going to get from Joe. Luke Feldman's been consistent. When they get that fourth score, I think they're going to be really good down the stretch.
Well, 3 in double figures, and Kessler just right behind with 9 points. That's certainly helpful. But how about what Luke Feldman was able to do? Hit those 4 triples and really kind of change the way Southport had to play defense.
Yeah, that really stretches the defense out. It brought them out of the zone, so they had to play some man-to-man as well. But, again, you just have to make shots against the zone, or they'll just stay back in it the whole game and get further and further back in. You really want that defense to be stretched out.
We'll talk to our player of the game after this on the Roncalli Media Network.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Designs, celebrating over 35 years in the sign industry since 1990. As the official sign supplier of the Indianapolis Indians, they bring unmatched expertise to every project. From eye-catching temporary signage for any event, to durable, permanent signs that leave a lasting impression. Visit them on Main Street in the heart of downtown Beech Grove. Business Art Designs, proud supporter of Roncalli Athletics.
Welcome back on the Roncalli Media Network. I'm Nathaniel Finch, and joining us now is our Business Art Designs player of the game, Caleb Maurer. You just blew past your career high. You scored 17 points, but none bigger than those last couple shots in the fourth quarter. How'd you feel your team closed it out and the way you personally played?
So, yeah, I feel like our team, we didn't play the best that we probably thought we could have. So that's all that matters. I mean, I feel like I had a good game, but we got the win, so that's what I'm happy about.
We don't see you shooting a ton of threes, but you're efficient when you do. What kind of led to you hitting 3 of them tonight?
So lately I've been told to keep shooting and be ready to shoot, so I've just been working on that and kind of just letting it fly and not worrying about if it goes in or not, but happy to see that it's been going in lately.
How much did you embrace the role of being the guy in the fourth quarter with Joe on the bench with foul trouble?
You know, I tried to just do the best I could by stepping up, and he's a senior, so I just try to do my best.
How much you guys looking forward to the conference game on Friday?
I hope it's going to be a big one. A lot of people there, so I'm excited.
Looking forward to it. We'll talk to you then. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
That's our Business Art Designs player of the game, Caleb Maurer, a new career high, 17 points for Mr. Maurer. Now we'll talk with the head coach of the Royals, Jamin Warnke. Caleb said it. He said he didn't feel like the team maybe played their best ball, but you still come out with an 8-point win. What was your overall impressions of this game just minutes after it ends?
Yeah, we probably could have made it easier on ourselves with the defensive end.
Looking to make your brand stand out? Turn to Business Art Design.
Gave up a couple easy threes, kind of created some offense for them in some of our defensive possessions, but it's hard to be upset. This is a good team, good Southport team. Very athletic team. We had 3 turnovers for the game, is what unofficially. So that's a great night taking care of the ball. We shot 53%. So offensively, pretty efficient and pretty good. We can't play great offense and defense every night. So we're gonna be happy with this win for tonight, and then probably watch it and learn a couple things tomorrow and get ready for Brebeuf on Friday.
You talked pregame about how important the offensive glass was going to be. I mean, it felt like the Cardinals didn't have a ton of offensive rebounds. How'd you feel the way that your team kind of limited them in that regard?
Yeah, we had them for 6 offensive rebounds. We had them for 4 in the first half, 2 in the second. So we talked about it again at half, just to do a better job of making sure they feel us. When they shoot a shot, we need to go hit them before we go pursue the rebound. But yeah, overall we did a great job great job on the glass. We out-rebounded them 26-22.
Coach Juan said all game long, when you can get a 3rd or 4th score into the sheet, you're going to have a lot of success. How about Caleb Maurer tonight with his career-high 17 points in that big 4th quarter?
Yeah, I think I overheard him saying, man, he's shooting the heck out of it right now. And now I know as a sophomore he doesn't want to come in and maybe overstep. I don't know if he feels like he would be overstepping, but we keep encouraging him to do what helps us. And right now what he's doing really well is catching and shooting. So when he's our 4-man, when we have Bacon there as the 4, he's more of a defensive presence and does a better job on the backboard than Caleb. But when Caleb's in there, now we have, 4 scorers out there. And we get us a 3rd shooter with Will in there penetrating. So it's, we become pretty hard to guard when he's shooting it with confidence. And, yeah, I was really proud of him tonight with the way he not only, that he made it, but just that he shot him. He was open, he was ready to shoot, and he caught it and shot it. That's what we need from him.
Well, speaking of hitting all these threes, it felt like Luke Feldman with his 4 triples in the first half made Southport change how they played you defensively. What did you think of the way that he kind of was your chess piece tonight, moving things around?
Yeah, really any of our guys, Feldman, Kessler, Maurer, and then even, Mikey made one. We feel good with Reagan and Will too. If we're shooting the right shot, meaning we get it to a 2nd or 3rd side, we get an inside touch, and now we're getting a catch-and-shoot 3, we're really happy with that. But, my gosh, Feldman, if Feldman's doing it, we feel great about it. He was a 50+% three-point shooter last year. He's in the 40s again this year, so very efficient. Yeah, gets us off to a hot start, and, we never give the lead up.
Any message to these listeners getting them out to the Brebeuf game on Friday?
And we're going to try. I just told our players, the most important thing is we have a great practice on Wednesday and Thursday. But after that, let's encourage our students to get out here and have a real effect on the game. Yeah. Their head coach has coached here a lot of times as the opposition. And before the game, he goes, "What is going on over here? I've never seen it so empty. I've never felt less energy over here." So, yeah, I hope with it being a Friday night conference home game, we've kind of already been on the students a little bit in the hallways. So we're gonna ride them, and hopefully they get here, and then hopefully we play really well.
Looking forward to it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back in a moment on the Roncalli Media Network.
Thinking about buying or selling land? Maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422. Or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Since 1988, McGee & Company Fine Jewelers has been Greenwood's trusted, family-owned jeweler, helping you celebrate life's most memorable moments. From bridal sales and insurance appraisals to custom designs and expert repairs, we're a full-service jewelry store. And if you don't see exactly what you're dreaming of, our award-winning designers will create it just for you. McGee & Company Fine Jewelers, built on service, dedicated to quality. Visit us at 880 U.S. Highway 31 North in Greenwood, just across from the Greenwood Park Mall, or online at mcgeejewelers.com.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School is prohibited. Thank you for watching on the Roncalli Media Network.
Family owned and trusted in Indianapolis since 1970 is Piazza Produce, a leading distributor of the freshest produce, specialty items, proteins, and more, delivering exceptional quality across the Midwest. Piazza Produce, unmatched service and freshness you can count on after every single game. We wrap up our post-game show. Michael Wantz joining us all night, the legendary former Roncalli head coach. You just heard interviews with our Business Art Designs player of the game, Caleb Maurer, a career-high 17 points. And the head coach of the Royals, Jamin Wernke, as Roncalli wins it by 8. They were up double figures for much of the game. Southport with a late push, but Roncalli hangs on to win this one and advance to 12-5 on the season, get back in the win column. They've now won 4 of their last 5. Heading into Friday night's big-time conference tilt will be just the second Circle City game Roncalli will play as they try to secure one of those big goals in winning a conference title. It would be the first under Jamin Wernke. You got to win a couple times before then, so we won't get too ahead of ourselves. But needless to say, it's a big-time matchup on Friday. That'll come Friday night at 7:30 is the tip, so you'll have coverage right here on YouTube the same way you're watching now, starting at 7:10, roughly after that JV game wraps up. Looking at the final numbers here, brought to you tonight by the Coin Index. 17 points from Caleb Maurer. He led the team in scoring and blew past a new career high for the 4 off the bench. Luke Feldman has 15, second on the team. Joe Taylor with 12. 9 from Connor Kessler. You had 4 points from Will Hegwood, 3 from Luke Baker, and 3 from Mikey Dillon. Just 3 turnovers. Roncalli took great care of the basketball, shot 53%, good numbers there. They win every quarter but one and come out on top. 63-55 is the final. Finally, it's time for the Royal Roll Call, brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. Thank you for watching. And though you can't make the game tonight, you can still cheer on the Royals with a shout-out on the Roncalli Media Network. It's brought to you by the Kennel at Arbor Lane, where you get the peace of mind knowing your pets are safe and cared for while you are away. The Kennel at Arbor Lane, where pets feel at home and Royals fans stay connected. Thank you to Tina Hayes for tuning in to today's broadcast, keeping an eye on us and supporting us all season long. And thank you, Tina, for all your hard work behind the scenes on the Roncalli Media Network. That brought to you, of course, by the Kennel at Arbor Lane. And a big thank you, of course, to Gorman and Bunch Orthodontics as well today in this broadcast. Back in the truck is Logan Wong. To my left all night was Michael Wantz. I'm Nathaniel Finch. Production assistance from Kylan Talley as we wrap it up here. Thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Roncalli victorious. They'll play again on Friday night. This has been the Roncalli Media Network.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Anne and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Anne and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Anne and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Anne and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Roncalli Media Network. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of this presentation without the express written consent of Roncalli High School is prohibited. Thank you for watching on the Roncalli Media Network.